If you're watching this, I can almost guarantee that you don't have the weight loss problem that you think you have. I mean, unless you've never lost a kilo in your life, you know how to lose weight. You've done it already. Maybe 1 time, maybe 5 times, maybe 50. And if I'm right, then like I said, your problem isn't losing weight. It's the fact that you keep finding it again. You keep having to lose the same few kilos over and over on repeat. It looks like the problem is fat loss, but if you were to add up all of the weight that you've lost over your lifetime, you probably wouldn't be that far away from your goal. Or if you're like me, you'd be negative kilos at this point. I'm down almost 25 kilos, 24.6 to be exact, and I have been for 10 years, but that only came after 5 years of just running in circles, dealing with this exact same problem. And the harder I dieted, the deeper I got stuck, and then the harder I dieted to try and fix it. And you can see where that would go. But once I figured it out, that was all she wrote. I lost the weight, I've kept it off like I said, and now I build systems to help my clients do the exact same thing. So let me tell you, having done this with so many clients at this point, I promise you, it is not that hard to solve. You just have to make sure you're solving the right problem. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. We'll cover the broken 2-gear system that everyone's using and you need to ditch ASAP. We'll cover the biological black hole that keeps sucking you back to square one every time you try and lose weight. And then I'll run you through a 3-step framework to show you how to beat this thing for good. So be warned, today is not about fat loss tactics. What we're going to cover is how to make sure that you keep it off once you lose it and you hold on to your progress for good. But to understand how to beat it, you need to know why it's happening in the first place. See, most people, when they try and lose weight, they've only got 2 gears. One gear is the diet gear, and the other gear is the default gear. One is for losing fat, and the other one is the reason that they've got fat to lose in the first place. So imagine someone with awful, terrible spending habits, right? That just blows all their money all the time. They put themselves on this super strict budget to save. And then once they hit their target, they go right back to spending exactly how they used to, maybe even spending a little bit harder. And they drain that account back to zero or potentially even worse. That is how people diet all the damn time. And it's super easy to see when we're talking about money, but it's a lot harder to spot when we're talking about the food that you eat. So if you don't want to keep bouncing up and down, you want to lose weight once and for good, let me show you what's actually happening here and the biological black hole that keeps pulling you back to the start. It's called the rebound effect. Finished a 12-week diet and you've been in budget gear the entire time. And then Monday of week 13 hits and you've got no plan and no system to replace what you were doing. And even if you think that you're going to go back to eating normally, but with healthier habits, the kicker is your body absolutely has other plans. Because it's like an elastic band that's just been stretched for the past 3 months. If you just let go, it's going to snap back hard and fast, way too fast and way too powerful for you to even catch what's actually happening. It gets weirdly hard when that happens to see your own behavior clearly. It's like you've got this blind spot and you don't even realize that you're back to doing the same thing you do at the end of every diet. You might be planning on playing it smart, but you've got to remember your biology is in the mix too. And thanks to it, you're probably thinking about food nonstop. You've got a raging appetite and you've got a subconscious brain that's picking up on those warning signs, realizing that the body is really not happy and thinking, damn, we need to sort this out. That's where you are. That's where you land right as you finish a diet, with your biology driving your psychology just as your 12 weeks comes to a close. And that's also usually when you let yourself have that celebratory dinner where you go out for the burger and fries and you maybe have a few drinks and then you're thinking, well, what the hell? I just finished my diet. Maybe we should go out and get ice cream too. And then the next morning you wake up and you feel like I might have been a little bit goofy last night, but also it's Sunday and a new week's just about to start. So should we go get pancakes and then we can start being healthy again tomorrow? Or something like that, right? Now, it makes it really easy to see that that 2-gear system of diet and then default and a little bit of biology-driven celebration sets you up to fail. And the rebound effect pretty much guarantees that it is going to happen every single time. And it means that if you want that weight to stay lost, then you need a plan that sits between diet and default. You need an off-ramp. You need what I call a middle gear. So let me show you the protocol I use with my clients to help them do it. I want you to imagine that you're in a pitch dark room. Your goal is to walk across that room and stop exactly 1 centimeter before you hit the wall. But the problem is you're in the dark, you can't see, and you don't know where that wall is and if you're about to take a step and smack yourself nose first right into it. That's where we are on Monday of week 13 if we don't want to rebound. That wall is the point at which your weight stops dropping after the diet and it starts climbing back up again. The problem is that you can't see where it is. And if you stay too far away from it, you're still dieting, you're still hungry, you're at risk of snapping. But if you listen to your biology and you feel your way there, you are going to charge through that wall like a linebacker, run straight through it into a rebound, and we are going to end up back at square one. So the way to solve it is this: we don't feel our way there. We use a simple 3-step formula to keep you rebound proof with one goal in mind: to get you out of the diet and into a new normal where the fat you just lost stays off. Okay, step number 1, the big step up. The day after your diet ends, immediately add 10% of your calories. The goal here is simple. We want to put the brakes on fat loss fast. We want to quiet down all of the rebound noise, but we want to do it without overshooting into any gain. Now, if you don't move forward, then you're still dieting and you're still stretching that rubber band. So what we're after here is a confident push toward the wall in the dark room, but without risking hitting it. And I have to say, if you're hearing that and thinking, Coach, what are you talking about? 10%? I'm starving. That's not even going to touch the sides for me. Then perfect, doggy. I'm telling you, you are who I am talking to here. You are a rebound risk right now. Trust me, just take this bit of extra food, stick with the 10%. I promise you we will work our way there. And a side note too, your weight is definitely going to jump during this period. Don't panic about it. If it spikes by 1 kilo or 2 in the first couple of days, that is just water and carbs and extra food in your gut. We are just watching what's happening with your weight trend, not panicking over one weigh-in, okay? Step number 2, I call the shuffle. Because now we're a little bit closer to the wall. We've taken the big step, but the room's still dark. We still don't want to smack our faces into drywall. So we do a slow shuffle forward, small steps. What you're looking for here is 4 to 5 days after step 1, after your 10% jump. If your weight is still trending downward, then you add another 2 to 5% of your calories. And then every 4 to 5 days, you repeat that until you get to the point where your weight stops dropping. And I got to admit, this is the part that most people hate doing because you really, really just want that I'm done dieting, let me eat meal. And I get it. But I promise you, if you're feeling that, it is a sure sign that your diet brain is still driving and we've got a little bit more shuffling to do. So have patience. Where you are right now is the difference between the people who lose weight one time and the people who keep losing the same 5 or 10 kilos on repeat. You want to think that during the dark room, we're still in a diet phase. We're just playing on easy mode where we get more food, where we've got less noise, and we're almost there. And finally, step number 3, this is what I call system lock. System lock is when you have kept shuffling until you can feel the wall with your toes. When you're close enough that fat loss has completely stopped, but you haven't gone through it into gaining territory. And you can tell you've hit it when your weight stays constant, like within a 1 kilo band for 10 to 14 days, when your hunger is a 3 out of 10 or less, and when your diet brain has finally shut up. And maybe you're not even that fussed about whether you get a celebratory meal or not. This right here is where you get to settle into the new body because we've raised your calories enough, just enough, to stop weight loss from happening without ever eating enough for any regain. The rebound signals calm down, your energy and your appetite settle, your fat stays off, and most importantly, we get to shift out of middle gear and into our new and improved I'm lean and I'm staying lean default gear. But the first thing that we've got to do before you even get to use this middle gear is actually get you lean first. For some people, it is unbelievably confusing. But if you want a system that makes it dead simple, watch this video next and I'll show you how I do it.